Hey y'all, welcome to the first episode of Touge Taxi, where I take some of my non-enthusiast friends and take them on their first spirited drive through some back roads. This week we're featuring my friend Bridgette, who worked in a substance abuse clinic and would like to shine some light on the circumstances around substance abuse and addiction. Bridgette's never been in my car other than for when I was designated driving, so all of this is new to her. I would like to apologize ahead of time for the quality of the audio because I'm still learning how to use my microphones and this is my first attempt at this. Regardless, I hope you enjoy the video and I hope you enjoy what comes next. Let's get into it. Hey y'all, welcome to the first episode of Touge Taxi. This is my friend B.
I didn't know that's how it was pronounced.
Touge Taxi? You thought it was Touge, didn't you? Yeah, so a lot of people call it Touge. Or back road if you're not being a... So I've known B longer than most of my friends. She's one of my oldest friends. I met her right out of high school, and we all just remained friends since then. No matter how many times I've tried to get rid of her, she's still in my life. And it's now one of my best friends. Well, has been one of my best friends for a while now. And we're stuck behind a bike. No, we're not.
Okay, so I worked for a substance abuse clinic, but it was also a behavioral health center as well. So not only did they treat things like addiction, they also treated people who had mental health issues like bipolar and anxiety, like people with childhood trauma and PTSD, which often is the cause to substance abuse in the first place.
So yeah, one of the things I wanted to ask you was how much do you think that the lack and the unavailability of treatment for mental illnesses affects people actually abusing substances? How much do you think that actually affects that?
I would say that, like in my experience, the people that I knew that came to these programs, like 90% of it started out as a way to escape their family habits, whether that had been like childhood trauma, relationship abuse, like there are tons of different reasons why people would start, and most of it is. The other half is usually accidental, and I guess that's another issue, like for another topic, is like the overprescription of painkillers. People come in with accidents, car accidents, work accidents, and are put on methadone as a pain treatment and get hooked. It goes downhill from there.
And a lot of people don't realize that can actually kill you. Like that's one of those substances that if you just quit it cold turkey, it can literally kill you.
Yeah, your heart will just...
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people who wean down. Like, it took them 50, 60 years to wean down, and they finally got off, and their heart just said, okay, I've had enough.
And once you get on that stuff, you really can't get off. And it's usually not a choice that people made to start doing it in the first place. It's usually because a doctor prescribed it to them.
Yeah.
And they didn't say, hey, you're going to get super addicted to this shit, and there's nothing we can really do about it.
They literally do not tell you that. And actually, they kind of like warn against doing it. Like they want your business. Like methadone is a business.
Right.
Like 100% in every sense of the word, it is a business, and people like use that for personal and monetary gain. But I mean, ultimately, it can be life-saving for someone who is like severely opioid addicted and are looking for a better way to manage that. It's also like a mental thing. Like methadone is like, I guess, not necessarily a placebo because it actually has like physical and like mental properties that like, alter your brain.
Right.
But if people will go to, like, they'll be on 1 milligram of methadone and come off down to 0 and be taking zero milligrams of just, I'm saying like water. They have like a water substance that they give them, and people be taking this and they're like, okay, I'm gonna come off, and then 2 weeks later they're back because they feel like they can't live their life without methadone.
Right.
And they have to take her back up.
See, it's really upsetting because you know that these doctors are getting like kickbacks for prescribing people to Percocet or oxycodone or whatever.
Like I said, it's a business. It's a for-profit, privately owned business license, and I don't think they give them out very easily. So there are a lot of rules you have to follow. But I mean, there are plenty of programs that I know of that people are just so corrupt with it. They don't care about the people that they're treating. So finding those good resources and a clinic that you can rely on and depend on is really hard to come by. Like going to get treatment in itself is an embarrassing thing.
Right.
People are often ashamed of their addiction, so it is something to hide. Unless you surround yourself with people who are going through what you're going through, and then you're not ashamed to say that I am a recovering addict, or I'm not ashamed to say that I am currently still abusing, because you're with people that you trust or people who are doing the same thing as you. But going to get treatment is really hard for people because they don't trust the people that they're going to get treatment from.
Because doctors are who got them there in the first place a lot of the time.
Yes, exactly. 100%. The doctors are their entrance into this life.
Right.
And it's not really even a life because your entire identity is focused on your recovery, which isn't who you were before you started abusing in the first place. When you are actively using, it's kind of like your body stays in survival mode. And like you literally just live each day to get to the next one. And making sure that you get either the addiction or the treatment. And you don't really have a lot of mental capacity to focus on anything else.
Right, so a lot of people are stuck with, once they come back out and their brains work the same way they're supposed to work again, then that's the brain they're stuck with,
Right.
where they were before they started using. And a lot of them kind of are childish when they come back out because they didn't really learn how to be an adult. They learned how to be
They learn how to
an addict.
survive.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's also, like I said, like a lot of the time abuse starts because of childhood trauma.
Exactly.
And trauma does the same thing to you. It stunts the level at which you're cognitively able to be a human.
Right.
Basically, yeah. So like your family really does play a big part in the way that you perceive, like how bad or good like doing these substances are. It's like, I guess, how easy or hard it'll be for you to get to like reach out, ask for help when you actually need it, or it may determine how difficult it is because you may think it's not even.
Right.
Which I guess is another reason why people don't really don't come in and get treatment. It's because they don't think they need it.
Right. And like, well, I'm not an addict. I'm just
Having a good time.
yeah, I'm just having fun right now. I'm partying. And you notice a lot of like people that are addicted to cocaine call it that. Like when I was partying, I was partying a lot.
That's whatever you say to make you feel better.
Yeah. You can call it what you want, but that's one of the things that addiction does, though, is it blinds you to the fact that you are an addict. You just see it as like, oh, I'm just having a good time. Oh, it's not going to hurt this one time. And, like, I don't really do it that often. It's not that bad. And
that same mentality is the reason people steal from their families.
Yeah, exactly. And I had to deal with that for a while. I'm like, the people that you love, like, you don't realize that you become a leech from the people that you love. And then when people look back on it and they're so embarrassed of the person that they were. And
they don't even want to form relationships with their family. They don't even
Right.
try to reach out, which eventually leads to relapse.
Exactly.
It's a vicious cycle.
And a lot of it, if we're being honest, boils down to the inefficiency of the American healthcare system.
Oh, 100. Like, so the clinic that I worked at, you could not get services there if you did not have state insurance. You cannot get state insurance if you make more than a certain amount.
Disgusting, honestly.
So they're literally like preying on people who need government assistance to get help for their addiction. People who are using methadone because of a work accident or like a car accident or something, they're using it for pain management. Most of the times they still have a job, like they still have a life, they have kids. This is not embarrassing for them because they're using it as medicine in their mind. And they are. That's what it's intended for. But like with the company itself, like you have to pay out of pocket.
Right.
There are people who are paying $150 a week just for a small dose of methadone every day.